Hello, welcome to Dano Maths Mathematical Domain. Today we shall be looking at the solutions to Jamb Past Questions 2018 Mathematics. In this video, we shall be considering question 4, question 5, and question 6. Okay, question 4 says, evaluate the integral of cos x dx with the upper bound of pi over 2 and the lower bound of minus pi over 2. Below are the options. Now let's quickly look at the solution. Now, according to the rules of integrals, the integral of cos x is sin x. Therefore, the integral of cos x dx with an upper bound of pi over 2 and a lower bound of minus pi over 2 will give us sin x with upper bound pi over 2 and lower bound minus pi over 2. So according to the rules in integral, we are going to be having sine pi over 2 minus sine minus pi over 2. That means this will give us this. Okay, so now remember that pi is equals to 180 degrees in radian. It implies that pi over 2 is 180 over 2, which is 90. Therefore, sine pi over 2 minus sine into minus pi over 2 will be equals to sine 90 minus sine into minus 90. This is because pi over 2 is 90, and obviously minus pi over 2 is minus 90. If you use your calculator, we'll see that sine 90 is equals to 1. And sine minus 90 will give us minus 1. Then substituting into this particular expression, we're now going to have 1 minus minus 1. That is sine 90 is 1 minus sine minus 90 is minus 1. According to the rules of algebra, minus times minus is plus. Therefore, this will now give us 1 plus 1, which is equals to 2. So from the options, we can see clearly that our answer is C. We can go over the solutions again for more clarification. Okay, let's advance to the next question. Question number 5. Question 5 says, if the lines 3y equals to 4x minus 1 and qy equals to x plus 3 are parallel to each other, what is the value of q? Okay, there are two lines and below are the options. Let's quickly look at the solution. We are told from the question that the two lines 3y equals to 4x minus 1 and qy equals to x plus 3 are parallel. For parallel lines, it means that the slope of the first line is equals to minus the slope of the second line. So if we call the slope of the first line m1 and we call the slope of the second line m2, it implies that m1 is equals to minus m2. That is for parallel lines. Okay, this is what we mean. So what we are going to be doing here is first to solve to obtain the slope of the two lines. So we are going to first consider the first line. So considering the first line, 3y equals to 4x minus 1. So converting it into the standard equation of a straight line, which is y equals to mx plus c. But because there are two lines, we're only trying to distinguish between the two slopes. So we're going to call the first slope m1 and the second slope m2. So converting this into the standard equation of a straight line, which is y equals to m1x plus c, okay, where m1 is the slope and c is the intercept. So let's bring down the equation. 3y equals to 4x minus 1. Dividing both sides by 3, we're going to have this, that y equals to 4x over 3 minus 1 over 3. That is change of substitute of formula. So if you are not very competent in your change of substitute of formula, we recommend that you go and do a deep study on it again. Okay, let's proceed. From here, comparing with the standard equation y equals to m1x plus c, we can see that m1 is equals to 4/3 when you compare. By comparison, we mean, of course, this is y and this is y. This is equal to and this is equal to. So 4/3 is replaced by m1. The x, then this and this. So you can see that our slope m1 is 4/3 and the intercept is minus 1/3. But we are interested in the slope, so our slope is 4/3. Now, let's also consider the second line. Similarly, considering the second line qy equals to x plus 3, converting it into the standard equation of a straight line, that is y equals to m2x plus c, where m2 is the second slope and c is the intercept. So when we are converting that, we are going to divide both sides by q so that we can now have this, that y equals to 1/qx plus 3/q. Now, when you convert this to get that, we now compare it with the standard equation, which is y equals to m2x plus c. On comparison, we can see clearly that our slope m2 is equals to 1/q. Now, we said earlier that for parallel lines, m1 is equals to minus m2. So we are going to equate the slopes. Of course, our m1 was 4/3, then m2 is 1/q. So it implies that 4/3 is equals to minus 1/q. On cross multiplying, we have 4q is equals to minus 3 times 1. This is what we did. When we cross multiply here, we have 4 times q to give us 4q, then 3 times minus 1 to give us minus 3. Of course, when you make q the subject of formula, we can see clearly that q is equals to minus 3/4. So from the options that were given, we can see clearly that the answer is D. You can go through them again quietly for more clarifications. Because of time, we just have to rush over it. So let's look at the next question, which is question number 6. Question number 6 says, the volume of a hemispherical bowel is 718 hole number 2/3 cm3. Find its radius. Below are the options. Okay, solution. The volume of hemispherical bowel is given by the formula V equals to 2/3 pi r cube. That is the formula for the volume of hemispherical bowel. Okay, take note of that. So from our question, the volume was given to be 718 whole number 2/3. So we are going to convert this to an improper fraction. Of course, to do that, we are going to say 3 times 718, then plus 2. Of course, when you do that, we are going to have 2156 all over 3. That is the volume in an improper fraction. Okay, so we have to find the radius r, right? Now let's advance. Using the formula that we established, V equals to 2/3 pi r cube. Now we are going to make r the subject of formula because we are looking for r. To do this, of course, you know that V equals to 2/3 pi r cube is the same thing as V equals to 2 pi r cube over 3. That is simple arithmetic. We only put it in this form so that we'll be able to cross multiply it effectively. So when you cross multiply it, we're going to have 2 pi r cube equals to 3v. Making r cube the subject of formula means we're going to divide both sides by 2 pi. So on dividing both sides by 2 pi, we have r cube is equals to 3v over 2 pi. Since we're not looking for r cube, we're looking for r. So we're going to take the cube root of both sides. On taking the cube root of both sides, we're going to be left with r equals to the cube root of 3v all over 2 pi. Now, substituting the values, remember, v was given by 2156 all over 3. And of course, you know our pi is a constant, which is 22 over 7. Substituting it into this equation, we'll now have r equals to the cube root of 3 times 2156 all over 3, which represents v, all over 2 times the pi, which is 22 over 7. Of course, if you look at it clearly, this 3 can cancel this 3. Then we now have this 2156 all over 3 left. Of course, let me go back again. We say from here, this 3 will cancel this 3. So what will be left with is 2156. Then this is just simple arithmetic, 2 times 22, which is 44 all over 7. And this, if you analyze it well, what it means is 2156 divided by 44 over 7. And according to the rules of fraction, when you change the division sign to multiplication sign, you invert this. So we're going to be having this 2156 times 7 over 44. On doing your multiplication, we have 2156 times 7, which is 15092 all over 44. This on division, we have 343. Your cube root remains. So if you use your calculator to check for the cube root of 343, you are going to have 7. So from the option that we're given, you can see clearly that our answer is C. You can do well to go through this again for more clarifications. But so far, we have come to the end of this video. So we'll see you in the next video. In the next video, we shall be covering questions 7, 8, and 9. Thank you.